Hello again. Today we're going to be talking about Too Human, a game for the Xbox 360. Now, this game has copped a lot of flack online. A lot of people really hate it, and so I went into it knowing that people hated it, much like I did when I went and saw the Clone Wars movie. A lot of people hated that, but I wanted to go in with a clean mind so I could judge it on its own merits and not be influenced by the judgments of others who may or may not be complete freaking retards. Now, Too Human is basically your hack and slash role-playing adventure type game, apparently. Now, when I played this, and I'm sorry there is no sound to any of the footage you're seeing. I bought a new capture device, and for some reason the sound didn't record this time, and well, to spoil the review a bit, the game was so bad I didn't want to play through it again so I could record with sound. It looks horrible. All the cutscenes, which are unskippable by the way, you have to sit through them each and every time, and it drives you insane with boredom because they're rendered in the game engine. They're not pre-rendered, so they look as horrible as the game looks. They're written badly. The voice acting is completely uninspired, and you're just sitting there wanting to tear your eyes out and just hammering on the A button on the controller, just praying, wishing, hoping you could skip past this absolute rubbish tedium. It really is quite bad. Now, the control scheme is something I wanted to like. It seems innovative enough. You can switch between, blasting off your guns and close-up melee combat with your sword without having to do anything. They're controlled by completely different buttons. They switch seamlessly. But in reality, the controls are so laggy and unresponsive, it makes the whole ordeal a complete pain in the ass. And the fact that when you're trying to do melee combats, or even with your weapons, the auto lock-on feature is so ridiculously stupid, it never locks on to, like, the closest enemy, for example. I'm shooting at a guy across the room, there's a guy right next to me punching me in the side of the head, and I can't do dick about it. And every time you die, and you will die, there is an unskippable death scene that takes up about 30 seconds, 45 seconds. So you're sitting there waiting to respawn, waiting for the level to happen again. And this little Valkyrie angel type thing floats down nice and slow and picks up your body and then floats away nice and slow. And you're just sitting there going, okay, I'm dead, I get it. I just reset the level, let me play again. I don't need to sit through this garbage every freaking time. And it forces you to. You can't skip it. And the most ridiculous thing about these unskippable cutscenes is there are sequences in the game where you have a cutscene, it goes for several minutes, you're bored out of your brain with the idiotic writing, the uninspired dialogue, and the just ridiculously cliche storyline. So you make it through the cutscene, you then walk literally 15 seconds down the level, and you trigger another cutscene. You haven't done anything, you've walked from section to section, like to the next room, and it triggers a whole nother cutscene which goes on for another several minutes. Look, to the people who made this game, when I buy a video game, I want to play a video game. If I wanted to watch a freaking movie, I'd buy a freaking movie. The whole idea of video games is they are interactive. It means I am involved in the process. I'm not sitting back with absolutely no control over what's happening, being forced to sit through cutscene after tedious friggin' cutscene to only get to a few minutes of action and then more cutscenes. It's ridiculous. So let's get past the lackluster graphics, the idiotic cutscenes, the boring story, the unskippable cutscenes. This game also suffers from something too many games suffer from these days, and that is complete terrifying fear of colour. The whole thing is like browns and blacks, and there are sections in the game where I'm wandering around, I can't see what's going on. There are enemies attacking me, and I can't see where they are. My only hope is to push the melee combat weapon, because then I automatically super slide across the room with no explosion. I just go straight to them. Oh, the enemy must be there. I'll just keep hitting the button until they die, and then I'll go to the other end. It's bad, people. Tedious is the catch cry for this entire game. Whatever part of the game you could be describing, it's all tedious and or uninspired. I can't help but hate it. I couldn't find one thing in the game that I liked. Even when you start the game, It's several minutes before you can do anything. There's a big opening sequence that, sets up the story, and you go, okay, when this finishes, I get to start the game. No! A whole second sequence comes up that you can't skip. It's just annoying. Everything about this game shat me. I'm sorry. I know the creators are out there. They're making statements, putting out press releases, going on video saying that, it's not fair. People are... And they're getting really, really upset about the vocal crowd out there going, your game is shit. And they're going, my game is not shit. I like it. I have fun. Well, duh, you're going to say that. It's not as if you're going to finish a game you just spent umpteen $1,000 on, or, and how many years of your life pissed away on creating this game for people. You're not going to go, yeah, okay, you guys are right. It's shit. I just wasted so much money and so much of my life. It's not funny. Of course you're going to go out and say, well, I like the game. Something's wrong with you. No, dude. The game is shit. It's hopeless. So that's your review of Too Human. I really went into it wanting to find something to like about it, and I couldn't. And that says something, because I'm a pretty forgiving reviewer when it comes to games. I like all types of games. You've seen my other reviews before. I've done reviews on movies and games and stuff that other people have panned. I went, no, listen. You're panning it for the wrong reasons. You don't understand it. This is the approach you should be taking to be able to enjoy it. I couldn't find one for this game. There's no way I could find to enjoy this game. It is never going in my Xbox again. I'm just going to let it collect dust. Spend your money on something else. Catch you next time.